Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, friend. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course. The daily series here on the channel where I see what's been said about Chelsea, which, let's be honest, it's usually a lot. Give you my opinion on it, more importantly, ask for yours. Pochettino. Pulisic is finally someone's son. Jorginho was Sarri's son. You know, Mount was Lampard's son, and Tuchel's son, really. Could Pulisic be Pochettino's son? An article on Football 365 we're going to dissect there. Also, Nazar Kinsella, I believe he wrote this, going high. Yes, on the Evening Standard, explaining how Todd Boehly and the Chelsea hierarchy have caved to a player request, but maybe it was right. Still, thanks for joining me. If you want to support the content, you're welcome to like and I always urge you to comment because the discussion is important. But like the video, and should you want to subscribe, I'd hit the bell, man, because you know what YouTube's like, to be notified about uploads and have the good content. Alright then, before we speak about Pochettino's Pulisic interest, which I think is probably quite interesting, and I'm going to put my neck on the line and say it's Heung-min Son related. Left-sided fast attacker. But let's see what Nazar Kinsella is saying. Chelsea have been forced into a climb down after rehiring a physio that left last year following a plea from the players to bring him back. Jose Calvaro left in September after more than 6 years at Stamford Bridge as part of an overhaul of the backroom staff, new owners Todd Boehly and Clear Lake Capital. The well-respected Spaniard had been working at Chelsea since 2016, so he was there for the title win, and departed along with long-serving medical chiefs Thierry Laurent and Paco Biosca. Yeah, they really did just swipe, clean the table, and we assumed they were really unhappy with all medical stuff at Chelsea because they were flying like Wes Fofana out to the USA to do medicals and stuff. But seemingly this dude's popular, and they got him back. So Calvaro joined Italian city B-side Como, where former Chelsea captain Dennis Wise is president, and ex-Blues midfielder Cesc Fabregas is a player. What? Firstly, to be fair, in my head, Cesc Fabregas was either still at Monaco or he'd retired. But he's at a City B-side. Didn't know that. Chelsea players were unhappy that basically he got canned, and felt that some upheaval in the medical department was partly to blame for an injury crisis that hit. But yeah, we've had a massive injury crisis, like a profound one. They asked the club to bring back Calvaro, but he was already tied into a contract with Como, and in January, Chelsea will only be able to agree for him to return 1 day a week as a consultant. Our club is such a mess, isn't it? We need to get this guy back, the players like him. Well, no, you can't, he's on the contract. Can we have him 1 day a week to come in and consult, just so they feel better? Ay. So yes, he's flown to London to work with the team every Sunday. It's just weird, isn't it? As part of the sweeping changes, Chelsea medical departments this season, feel like other guys were canned. Look, man, you can read the story if you want. Basically, another instance where Todd Boehly and Clearlake, Igbali, the whole gang have gone, well, we screwed that one up. Should we go back? Not that they'll go back to like Tuchel or anything else, but certainly they've probably looked at the injury crisis, how profound it was, and looked at everything else crumbling down around them and go, what can we do here? So the players get their physio back. But the players also need to rocket up the anus, and they hopefully will get that from a passionate Argentinian manager who's seemingly on the cusp of signing a deal which would see him manage Chelsea Football Club. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'm referring to Mauricio Pochettino. So much content flowing through all the platforms and channels regarding his style, his preferred philosophy, how passionate is, how he likes how he enjoys good, strong relationships with players, but earns their respect. Lots of positive stuff coming out, which is good, which is nice. And we will do more, tactical speculation videos and content in terms of how Pochettino could set up Chelsea, who Pochettino would prefer, at Chelsea. And if you think you might like that, then you know what to do. But we're going to read an article now, Football 365, talking about preferred players. So, Pochettino wants to keep one player, quote, above all, as he gives approval for first signing as well, by Joe Williams. Came out today. Mauricio Pochettino wants to keep Chelsea forward Christian Pulisic at the club, according to reports. Amid speculation, of course, the American could leave in the summer. So, Pulisic was like top 3 dead certs to leave in terms of big name asset that just not playing, that hasn't been happy and wants to go. You'd put the wingers Pulisic and Ziyech, both very good in their own right, but you'd put those two as part of the guys who definitely are going and want to go. And to be honest, this is a curveball for me for Pochettino. We'll read what the article says, but what Pochettino has come in and been like, no matter what, I'm definitely not going to try a Spanish or Argentine accent because it just came out as Russian and it's going to be problematic regardless. So, you can't imagine Pochettino landing at Chelsea and being like, right, do what you want, but for God's sake, don't sell Christian Pulisic. Now, that caught me off guard. We don't know if that's what he said, but that has caught me off guard a little bit. I'm thinking Mudryk, Pulisic, left side, Heung-min Son, fast players on the break that can run with the ball at their feet. A report on Wednesday claimed that Pochettino has struck a verbal agreement to become Blues Chelsea manager. It's seemingly going to happen, and he'll be in charge for the start of next season, or at least in charge at the end of this season, Chelsea are currently on their 3rd manager of the campaign, with caretaker Frank Lampard replacing Graham Potter, who replaced Thomas Tuchel. Lampard has lost all 5 of his matches at the helm, and some pundits are suggesting we should move the appointment forward. I say no. I've said no. We've spoken about this. He needs to keep himself away from this stinky bull mess. I feel like, and assess from a distance, a safe distance, because you really need to be a safe distance from whatever's happening in Chelsea right now. And then do your thing, man. And then do your thing. Don't bring the appointment forward. And also, winless and lost every 5 games, scored 1 goal. We've actually scored 1 goal in 7 games. I'm going to say that again. Chelsea Football Club, with the wealth of attacking talent, has scored 1 goal in 7 games. Chelsea Football Club, 1 goal, 7 games. I'm not going to say anymore. There is a reality where Chelsea could finish the lowest scorers in the Premier League after spending £600 million. £600 million for no goals. Pochettino is already planning for the future, and with Italian website Calcio Mercato claiming that the Argentine wants to keep some players that other managers wanted to discard. I mean, this doesn't surprise me. That's always the case. It's understood that Pochettino, above all, wants Christian Pulisic to stay. That is mental. How about your countryman, Enzo Fernandez? Nah. How about Reece James? Nah. Wesley Fofana, bad issue. They look good, don't they? Yeah. What do you want? Just make sure Pulisic stays. Yes, with AC Milan and Real Madrid both linked to the USA international. Hold up. Who's never lived up to his £58 million transfer fee. For what does 58 million get you these days? I mean, Milan makes a lot of sense because they'd get him for not much. But does Real Madrid want Pulisic? Aren't they bored of buying Chelsea number 10s? Come on. Unless it's a financial thing and they know they could get him for very little. And Pulisic in a Real Madrid shirt with again, I hate to use that word, but the branding would be insane. As well as highlighting some of the players he wants to keep at Chelsea. Pochettino has, quote, already given his approval for the first signing with former top. Basically, he wants a new goalkeeper, and he wants, wait for it, Andre Onana. So do I. Don't think we'll get him though, but he's a great footballing goalkeeper. A deal for Pochettino now seems all but confirmed, and CBS journalist Ben Jacobs brought us detailed update this week. He said this: Pochettino is in advanced talks to replace Graham Potter at Chelsea. Things are moving fast, and as of Monday evening, final negotiations were underway. It wasn't quite a done deal as of Monday night. It wasn't, and as of Monday, and Chelsea didn't have any issues. And Chelsea hadn't issued any kind of contract, but there was real confidence. Things could well progress very quickly over the coming days, and Pochettino is expected to be joined by his assistant, Jesus Perez, and his son, Sebastino, who is a sports scientist. And Jesus Perez, I believe, his assistant is number 2, is also like the hardcore like conditioning guy, like the fitness and militant, making sure everyone's in incredible shape, which I think Chelsea probably really need. Chelsea have considered Pochettino multiple times under Abramovich and Clear Lake Bowley. Pochettino was a candidate to after Tuchel was sacked in September, so before Potter, but we decided to hire Potter instead. Lol. Plus, Pochettino was not entirely sold on the project back then. This was due to not wanting to rush straight back into work. He's had plenty of time to watch Chelsea and gone, I can do better than that, actually. The pressure's off. And also, like I said before, he would be in a stronger negotiating position now because he's like, you man are bad. Let me do what I want. Fans may say things are worse now. Yes, they are. And that's true on the field in terms of Chelsea's season. But remember back then, Chelsea didn't have a recruitment team and the owners were basically brand new. True. Now Pochettino has had time to see Chelsea develop, understand the long-term plan, and indeed probably the young players, I imagine, the wealth of attacking young talent that we have bought, even the ones that aren't currently under the microscope. The timing just feels better for Pochettino, and next season could be a clean slate. He added, there have also been talks about outgoings and Pochettino's desire to keep Mason Mount amid a very firm interest from Liverpool and others, of course. So, it wouldn't surprise anyone that Pochettino would want to keep Mason Mount because he's that kind of player that he'd love. With Pochettino, as of Monday night, is getting really close. Things are expected to change the next 48 hours. Well, that's like now, bro. And then he talks about Julian Nagelsmann and did a bit of it. Okay, so he wants high-octane transitional players. So he's going to like Mudryk and Pulisic. And the keeping Pulisic above all else contextually probably represents these players are going to be sold. Is there one that you want to keep? This is me speculating and me thinking, yeah, Pulisic. Because obviously we're not going to sell Fernandes. Obviously we're not going to sell Mudryk. We've just bought these players months ago for silly money and put them on a lifetime contract. So the players that are running out, Ziyech, Pulisic, Kovacic, pick your poison, pick your player. He's probably gone, okay, sell them if you want, but Pulisic is going to be important to me. And that, Pulisic's never scored a lot of goals. He looked like at one point under Lampard that he could score goals. But if Pochettino brings in his assistant specialist fitness guy and he has a look at Pulisic and goes, yeah, this guy can disco like he used to, then he probably thinks, yeah, I can get something out of this. And to be honest, he looks at Chelsea, even now, in the trenches, when Brentford are double dunking on us and, Real Madrid are sticking 4 past us in 2 late. It feels like we're shipping goals. But the truth is, we've still got the 4th best defence in the league, which is mental. So we need, I'm not going to say the defence will look after itself because it will still need coaching and Pochettino will do a collective, hard-working, pressing defence and all that kind of stuff. But his remit here is goals. And if he thinks out of the plethora of attackers and the style how we play, we need a certain thing. If he looks at Pulisic and thinks, right, I can get goals out of this guy and he's going to work hard, then yeah, I'm all for it. I'm for keeping him. The thing is, I have always defended every single frigging player. Do you know what I mean? I think he is talented, Pulisic. There's a reason why we signed him. I don't care who comes and goes anymore. I have a personal affection for a few players like Thiago Silva, Mason Mount, Reece James. Maybe Kante as well, even though I think Kante is kind of like a legend. I kind of put him with SP, like a sort of maybe depreciating in terms of time left. I don't know, like the rest, like, do what you want in the system. Like let the I do really like Chilwell as well. The fullbacks. But there's a lot of players. What I'm saying is that I could take or leave, and I'm very happy for Pochettino. You know, he could say, you know what, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, there's an amazing goalkeeper in him, and he's our new goalkeeper. Whatever. Let them cook, basically. If the structures around there, they know better than the fans. I'm done with we need to ripped up and start again. And if Pochettino wants to do X, Y, and Z, let him cook, as the kids would say. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about the owners bending to the player demands? Is that good or bad? Let me know what you think about Pochettino, above all else, wanting Pulisic to stay. Pretty wild, if you ask me. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for commenting and liking the video. You are welcome to subscribe. Hit the bell if you choose to do so. And I will see you, man, very soon. Peace.